All right, Kevin, now that you've had your orientation, it's time for some hands-on training. This is Rhonda.
Hi.
Hi.
She's been with us a while. She knows what she's doing. The first thing she's going to show you is the keyboard.
There's a million keys.
Kevin? Kevin?
Oh, I'm sorry.
You look worried.
I don't know. I mean, it looks kind of complicated.
I know, but don't worry. You'll do fine. Rhonda will be here to show you everything you need to know, and you'll have a chance to practice. And after that, we'll put both of you on an actual register. If you need any help, she'll be there.
It isn't really all that hard.
I know exactly how Kevin feels. It wasn't that long ago that it was my first day as a Toys R Us cashier. A little nervous, not sure what to expect. But Kevin shouldn't be worried, and neither should you. As a front-end department head, I can honestly say that all it takes is a little patience and practice. It's just like learning anything new. And after a while, you'll be cashiering with confidence. First, let's take a look at the equipment you'll be using. Depending on your store's location, you'll be using one of these two cash registers. The standard register has a one-piece look. The processor unit sits on top of the cash drawer and includes the keyboard, cashier display, and printer. The magnetic credit card reader, or swiper, is a separate component. There is also a display for our customers. The modular register is made up of the same components, but each piece is separate and can be moved around if necessary. Both registers help guide you through each transaction by giving you instructions or telling you if there's a problem. Ringing up a sale is easy at Toys R Us. Both registers are user-friendly. There aren't many keys to push. Instead, you'll be using one of these two laser scanners, the gun or the vertical scanner. And this is what you'll be scanning, the Universal Product Code, or UPC. The scanner reads the UPC symbol, and the item and price information are displayed on the register. As you know, practically every item has a UPC symbol, from a pack of gum to a pack of diapers. As a cashier, you'll need to locate the UPC on each item you ring up. And here's a hint. Most UPCs are on the back or the bottom of an item. It's important to work as efficiently and accurately as you can. You'll increase your speed as you become more familiar with the process and the merchandise. But even a beginner can go almost as fast and be as accurate as a veteran cashier by using a method we call scan and bag. And here's how it works. If you're using the handheld gun, aim at the UPC and squeeze the trigger. Make sure the light beam goes across all the bars. Listen for a beep and the sound of the register working. That means you've scanned successfully. And keep the gun in your hand until you've scanned everything. It's more efficient to pick it up and put it down only once. The vertical scanner lets you scan and bag while using both hands. There are several light beams that create a scan pattern. This means you can scan a UPC at almost any angle. Again, listen for the beep and the sound of the register. Now about bagging. In the bag well, you'll find two sized bags, medium and large. First, look at the size of the customer's purchase and decide which size bag you need. Open the correct bag in the bag well and start scanning. Move each item into the bag immediately after you've scanned it, and put larger and heavier items in the bag first, just like they do at the supermarket. Place large items on the back counter if they're too big to fit in the bag. Scan and bag means fewer delays and faster service for our customers, and that makes your job a whole lot easier. You'll learn more about scanning and bagging from your coach while you're training. Kevin, Rhonda, how's it going?
Pretty good. The keyboard isn't as hard as I thought, and the scan and bag makes it easy.
I was just going to tell him about the phone.
Good. The phone is one of your most important pieces of equipment. You'll need it to phone for service if you need help.
What kind of help?
Don't worry. It's just that sometimes you might need assistance. If you do, don't panic. Just call for service. The phone is your link to people who can help you. Remember, we're all here to help make things run smoothly for ourselves and our customers.
Oh yeah, customers.
Kevin? Kevin? You look worried again.
I was just thinking about dealing with the customers.
Actually, it's kind of fun. Most of them can be real nice.
Sure. You'll come into contact with lots of people, customers, as well as managers and other employees. Dealing with people is a big part of your job. There's no secret formula. All it takes are two words we've all heard before: common courtesy. It's the best way to break down the barriers between people, regardless of whether they're customers or other employees. Now, I'm not saying that it's easy, but I am saying that you'll get good results. Greet each customer as you start the transaction. All it takes is a smile and a hi, and everybody likes to be acknowledged, especially if they've had a long day of shopping. If they're in a bad mood about something, your pleasant attitude will put them at ease. And believe me, that's better for both of you. Now, while you're ringing up a sale, here are some situations that might happen. We sell certain items using self-service tickets. Instead of bringing the actual item to the register, the customer pulls a ticket, pays for it, and then picks it up. There are two types. Regular tickets are for large items like bikes, furniture, and car seats. Now, after they've paid for the item, you direct the customer to the pickup area where their purchase will be ready. Your coach will tell you more about how that works. Security tickets are used for video software, electronics, and other high-dollar items. Direct customers with security tickets to the security pickup booth at the front of the store. Besides self-service tickets, here is an especially important time to communicate with the customer. Always check large boxes or containers for other smaller items that may be inside. And if you find something, just ask them, "Did you want to buy this too?" You should also be prepared to answer any questions that customers may have.
Hi.
How are you today?
Fine. Can I return that if it doesn't fit?
Yes, you may. Just save your receipt.
Try to be as familiar as you can with the merchandise we sell and the way we do things, so you'll feel confident about answering customers' questions. Customers probably won't understand many of the cashier functions that you perform. They don't know what happens when you press the wrong key, or how long it takes to fix it if the register printer runs out of ink. But they do know what it feels like to have to wait. We all know how it feels. Every minute seems like an hour, especially if we don't know why it's happening. So if you do have a problem, and sooner or later everyone does, call for service. And when you do, let the customer know what's going on. They'll really appreciate it when you share information with them.
Hi. I'm sorry, the price on this is incorrect. I'll have to have someone do a price correct.
Okay.
During your training, you'll learn more about things like price corrects, item corrects, and voids, and how the service person handles them. So if you're ever unsure of something or have a problem or make a mistake, call for service. When you do, a front-end department head like me or someone else from the service area will come over to help you out. So please don't hesitate to call. If you've made a mistake, we're here to help correct it as quickly as we can. And no one is going to try to blame you or make you feel stupid. Don't be afraid to say "I'm sorry" to a customer, even when it's not your fault.
Thank you. Sorry for making you wait. Thank you for being so patient.
Being a cashier is a vital position. You may be the only person a customer comes in contact with when they shop here. And to them, you are Toys R Us. When you're done with a sale and say, "Thank you for shopping at Toys R Us," you're creating a positive and pleasant experience that the customer will remember. And that means they'll probably come back again.
So I get it. If I'm friendly and I talk to the customers, it makes my job a lot easier.
That's right. Hello, Bernice.
Hi.
How you doing?
How's it going, Kevin?
Pretty good. You know, I was a little nervous at first, but now I think I have it down. The cash register, the scanner, the customers.
Good. Now, the last part of your job is learning how the customers pay for their purchases.
Oh yeah. Pay.
Kevin? Kevin, you're doing it again.
I'm sorry.
Right. Well, there are a lot of ways customers can pay for their merchandise at Toys R Us. Handling each one is a basic part of what cashiering is all about. It would be easy if each customer bought only one item and paid cash for it. Fortunately for us, that's not usually the case. Rhonda, would you show Kevin how to do each type of payment?
Okay, here, I'll show you.
Customers have several payment options: cash, credit cards, personal check, traveler's checks, coupons, and Jeffrey money. Your biggest responsibility is accuracy, to key in the amount correctly and to press the proper key depending upon the type of payment. And as you'll see during your training, the register will help guide you through the rest of the transaction. Now, obviously, as a cashier, you'll be handling a lot of cash payments. Be sure to always count the change back to the customer. Take your time so you don't get confused or make a mistake. These days, people pay with credit cards nearly as often as with cash. We accept these major credit cards: Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and Discover. We use our register technology to get the account number off the card. The register even tells you when to insert the charge draft into the printer for validation. We use what we call a universal charge draft because it's used for every type of credit card. A lot easier than having to use a different one for each card. Sometimes a customer's card may not be automatically approved, but don't panic. Call for service. They'll bring the customer over to the service area and call in the card number for approval. Customers can also pay by personal check. Like all retailers, we're vulnerable to bad checks, so it's critical that you always make sure that all the information on a check is correct. You'll learn what to look for and how to process a check correctly every time. We have procedures for how to handle traveler's checks, vendor coupons, and Toys R Us coupons too. But the basic procedure is the same. Pay attention to what you've been given, enter the correct amount, and press the proper payment key. If you give the register the right information, it will always help you along every time. And finally, Jeffrey money. You'll see a lot of this. It's not play money, it's as valuable as cash. We even reuse it just like real money. At the service area, customers can either buy it as a gift certificate or receive it as a refund when they return an item without a receipt. We encourage the use of Jeffrey money, but just be aware that customers who pay with Jeffrey money get back change in U.S. cash and currency because there's no Jeffrey change. No matter how a customer pays for items, always give them their receipt and be as accurate and attentive as you can. Try to prevent losses. You'll learn more details about each type of transaction from your coach. So, now you know what types of payments you'll be handling. But where do you put it all? Here's what goes in the cash register till: cash, coins, checks, and Jeffrey money. The other items go into the locked media drawers underneath the register, and each type of payment goes into its own slot. And it's your responsibility to keep the till neat and orderly at all times. Shut the cash drawer after each transaction and never leave the register unattended. Keep alert for anything unusual. If you feel like there's something not quite right with either the register hardware, the customer, or the transaction, stop everything, shut the drawer, and call for service immediately. We're here to help. All voids or corrections must be made by the department head or front-end manager. They're recorded on your tally card. Each cashier gets one every day. It helps us balance the tills and account for discrepancies during our daily cash audit. That's right, we balance all registers every single day. It's up to you to process each transaction as accurately as possible and to prevent losses at all times. So, Kevin, are you ready to get started?
I think so. You know, at first I was imagining all sorts of disasters, but now it seems a lot less complicated.
Well, why don't the two of you take a break, and when you come back, we'll put you on a register.
Okay, great.
I'm sure your imagination isn't as vivid as Kevin's, but it's only natural to be a little nervous. As you can see, it's not that complicated. So now it's your turn. Remember, you're an important part of the process, as important as the hardware, the people, or the transactions you'll be dealing with. Cashiering can be hard work, but if you approach it with confidence, it can be a lot of